Hello everyone, and welcome to a new video developing in Roblox Studio. This video I'm having a go at creating SCP-106. Now originally I wasn't sure whether or not I would turn this into a video or not, which unfortunately resulted in me not recording some parts, which included scripting parts of 106 as well as animating and rigging him. However, I still recorded a large majority of the creation process, and I'll still show and explain the code, as well as link videos that I followed for the rigging and animating process of 106. So we're going to start the video here with a little time lapse of me creating SCP-106. I'm going to be showing you the current 106 we have right now. All the scripting I did off camera because I wasn't sure if I was actually going to turn this into a video at the start. Oh yeah, this is all has been animated as well. I'll link a video in the description that walks through the steps that I used to animate this and rig it and yeah, get it all set up for all that stuff. So we're gonna start with chase. This is the main script. So here we got a bunch of variables. It's getting stuff like the teleporting ball, which we'll get into. Some boolean values, sound effects. I'll actually separate this. Getting animations and loading the animations. Alright, so now we're going to go into this. So, at the moment, when SCP-106 hits a player, NPC being 106, if hit is a humanoid and teleporting bool equals false, it will damage this player. If it has a humanoid, it will damage the player 50. So it will then play the hit sound effect and a hit animation, which is it just bring out his arm and like doing a little attack punch. So what later we're gonna make it so it actually teleports the player to 106's pocket dimension as well as damaging them. So for this part here, it's making sure the bool value is set to false because SCP-106, when breached, is capable of teleporting, and while it's teleporting, we don't want it to actually damage anyone while it's doing the teleporting process, or else, because it teleports directly to a player, I don't want like 106 to immediately hit the player as soon as it teleports, so it has a little check to see if it's teleporting or not, and once the teleporting is set to false, then 106 can start attacking. So over here we have a while which is constantly running. It is getting all the players in the game and checking, and okay, we've got a closest value variable that represents nothing at the moment, but over here we can see this is getting the closest player's humanoid root part, the position of it, and then making like NPC move to the position, the closest position. So this is constantly updating, so closest equals to the position of the player, which is constantly updating, and player TP is equal to closest. So player TP, so this is the teleporting part of it. So usually, okay, teleporting only happens when SCP-106 is breached. So and I'll show you when teleporting ball is activated. It's actually activated in a different script. But right now, in this script, when teleporting is equal to false, it's skipping over this if statement and just continuing with that. But when ball value is set to true, it will set 106's walk speed to 0 and play the teleporting sound effects, teleporting animation. It waits as it, because animation is 2 seconds, it will wait 2 seconds. I have to put in a wait, and then it teleports to the player. Another wait, and gives it back its speed. We should probably also move this maybe to be up here, so that when it teleports it's like also doing the sound effect. Doesn't really make sense. Do it 2 seconds after. Okay. Teleporting ball is false. Yeah, so then it's, as soon as it's finished teleporting, it sets teleport ball to false so that it doesn't repeating the teleporting phase, and then it just continues chasing the player. And that's it for this script. We can see here, this is the teleport ball over here in properties. It's automatically set to false. Okay, we might as well go straight to the teleporting ball. So, so how the teleporting ball works is it only works when the breach ball is active. So the breach ball currently, it will be activated when SCP-106 is breached, allowing it to teleport around. So when we build the chamber and its containment box, that's when we will add a way to activate the breach ball. So currently there's no way to activate the breach ball, but when it is activated, it will, so when it's activated, while it's true, it will actually set the humanoid root part to false. So this will allow 106 to actually walk through walls now. When breach is false, it can't walk through walls. This is so it can go through like doors and walls. This does have the possibility to cause 106 to go out of the map, but I think what I'm going to do is just build platforms under the map so that if 106 falls out of the map, it will land on a platform and it won't fall out of the world. And I also make sure that if it does somehow get destroyed, it'll just respawn. But if it goes out of the map, doesn't really matter too much because it's just going to teleport every 20 seconds, as you can see here. This is being repeated as long as the breach ball equals true. So every 20 seconds it will then check if the breach ball is still true, and then it will activate the teleporting ball to be true. So then it's activated to be true, and in here, because it's true and this is always repeating, it will then activate the teleporting, and once it's done it's set to false, and that just repeats every 20 seconds. And when this is set to false, this function will play again, and skip this because it's false and run this instead and end the teleporting process pretty much. And also set it to can't collide so it can't go through walls anymore. Okay, so now that's done that part, we will now look at random noises and walk animation. So random noises, it's just constantly repeating, and it's only when the breach ball value equals true. So I might need to change this a bit because when the breach value keeps being changed, it will probably stop. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use this. Okay, so when the breach value is changed, it will run this function. So if it's true, it will continue to go through this constantly. So it'll do a random wait between 20 and 40 seconds, and it'll get a random number between 1 and 3. And okay, I actually took this from my weather system, so generates. I use a similar system for weather, and I kind of just copy and pasted it over. Generates random number for SFX. Okay, so it can generate random number between 20 and 40 seconds. And it'll just play these on repeat until breach equals false, in which it'll just end the function, and it won't play again until the function is played again and breach value is equal true. Yeah. So we'll close that. Walk animation. This is to play animations like when it's walking and when it's idle. So when humanoid is running, if speed is equal to above 0, then walk animation will play. If it's equal to below 0 or 0, stop walk animation, play idle animation. So we're going to set the ball value of breach to true, and we're gonna just show you what it looks like. Very spooky. And he should teleport at any point. Okay, so I just realized the reason he's not teleporting is because we've made it so the function doesn't run unless it detects a change in the bool value. Alright, so we'll head onto the server, and we'll 106, and we'll manually set his breach bool to, yeah, so as you can see he's walked into the room now, he's just killed me. That's his animation, you can see. Let's just get him out of the room. As you can see, he's very relentless, he just wants to kill. Okay, and I've just realized I don't have my sound on, so here we go. Okay. Okay, appears to not actually be working. I see. Okay, so I forgot to put value here. There we go. Now it should work. So now, when it does teleport, sinks into the ground, comes out. Okay. We're going to now move on to building the containment chamber for SCP-106. So we're going to now move on to doing that. So I'm just going to do a build montage. Alright, we have now finished scripting the magnets and the door. So now we're gonna move on to doing the lights. So we're gonna go build the model, and then we're gonna script them, as well as scripting this percentage as well. Alright, we have finished the lights. It is all working, so now we're going to move on to the intercom and the fever breaker. The intercom will probably be pretty easy because it'll just be turning on and off a sound, and its respective boolean. So let's do that. Alright, I finished building this little thing off camera. It's just a way for people to get into the chamber when it's up and down. I didn't make anything fancy, I didn't really feel like it. Alright, so the whole SCP containment chamber, controls, and 106 itself is now complete. All completely scripted except one part. We need to make its pocket dimension. Alright, we have finished building the pocket dimension. I have gone for World War II trench design. The player will be teleported into the middle here, in which they have pathways they can go. They could go this way, and there's a little bit of exploration. They can enter this little place where there'll be a radio playing static, there's bodies everywhere of previous Foundation personnel and just other people. And there's just lots of different exits, I guess you could say. So each of these exits will have a part which, when the player makes contact with, it will do a random number between 1 and 2. 1 will be death, 2 will teleport to a random part inside the facility. So there will probably be 5 escape parts. Alright, we're going to be making some changes and fixes to SCP-106 before doing the final showcase. Now the first one is fixing some stuff in here. We need to add some invisible walls because we had a problem where you could climb up this, as well as 106 going up it. It kind of got a bit messy, so we need to add some invisible walls. Gonna make it neon instead, so it's even more easier to see. But this is gonna be the invisible wall, so we will make this invisible soon. So, we can't climb. So a problem we had was that when 106 can go to its pocket dimension, it can hit these bodies and it'll think it's a player and teleport them, probably because it's a humanoid. So maybe if we can try change the props' names to something else. The props is humanoid. Can we change it to 1, or will that break it? It didn't break it. Okay, does he take them? No. But he does take me. Cool, we fixed the problem. The final thing I want to change is 106's ability to walk through objects. So currently 106 can, when it's breached, only when it's breachable is true, it is capable of walking through anything. This leads to problems though. It can go up the map, it can just destroy itself. So we don't want that. I don't exactly know a way to make it so it can only go through walls. I did make it at one point that it can detect a door and then teleport to the other side, but that also led to glitches like it teleporting onto the roof. I couldn't really get it right. I guess I could make it so if it detects a door, it would make it can make its collisions turn off for a brief moment so I can go through it. I don't exactly know if I want to do that because it can still cause problems and glitch. I think I will just make it so that it can't go through objects, because already it is a really fast moving SCP. But I think it's fine. I mean, a lot of SCPs, especially A14, 106 can't go through objects. It still has the teleporting feature, so it's like, it's whatever. It's still gonna like be on the hunt constantly while breached. So here it is. Humanoid root part can collide. We're just gonna set that to false and this to false. I mean, we're just gonna mask it out. So we're gonna keep the code there just in case we want to change it in the future. Okay, on to the final showcase of this SCP. So here we've constructed the chamber. We'll start off with the chamber design. It is located in an underground area, accessible by these doors. We have a very standard 106 design chamber, control room, a bridge. We've got an industrial elevator to get down to the lower floors, and we've got some like kind of like scaffolding kind of type deal to get to the chamber. This is as you can see, it's very not safe. Why did I make it like this? Because I kind of got a bit lazy. I could have made a trapdoor up here, or multiple doors, but I kind of just wasn't feeling it. So we got a bunch of lights lining the box, and in here is the control room. So here, this handles the controls of multiple parts of the chamber. Here we have the magnets. Pretty obvious on what these do, turning them on and off. This is mainly only used for containment. The door opens the door, obviously, to let people in. Lights. The lights are used so that 106 doesn't breach when you open the door, because in law 106 doesn't like bright light, so you'd switch the lights on, and then you can open the door. Light percentage will go down. This little light here switches on when there's a detection in a breach. So if 106 breaches, that light will go off and give a slight early warning that, hey, there's been a containment failure. Intercom, FEMA breaker, pretty obvious. You need to switch intercom on so that the FEMA breaker noise can be broadcasted around the site. Yeah, that's about it for there. This is the containment box, the door. We got 106 inside, he's in the wall. He's kind of just attracted to where the closest person is, constantly on the hunt. And this is the FEMA breaker, so when you click this, your player will be put in a laying down animation. This ticks a ball that the FEMA breaker can be used. If a player leaves while they're in it, I've decided to let it so that it can stay, as the ball is set to true as if the player is still in there. Just personal preference. And also it would be kind of hard to script, in my opinion. Anyway, we'll do some proper demonstrations. We can come in here, and we got our controls. So we can probably start with something simple like the lights, bright noise, loud noise, bright lights, and we can see the percentage going down. Goes all the way down until it reaches 0, in which it will turn off automatically. If we want to open that door, we must have the lights on so that it doesn't automatically breach. On, door, we can see it doesn't breach. Let me switch, close the door, and turn the lights on. Now we're gonna try simulate a breach. It might get a bit hectic with 106 being funny, but we're gonna try contain it. So what we need to do is, the plan is we're gonna show the door causing a breach without the lights on, and then also the magnets automatic breach no matter what if you make them descend, turn off. So now we'll hit the door, we can see it opens, and the light will go off. SCP-106 starts the breach. He can't go through the door. He doesn't have pathfinding. It's not something I plan on adding because I don't really understand pathfinding. But should be every 20 seconds he will teleport. Yep. Oh shoot. So let's lower the magnets. Oh yeah, when 106 breaches, he'll randomly make noise. So we'll now go to its pocket dimension. We'll let it take us there. Cool, we're here, we can't place try to peek over. But we got a little pocket dimension, it's trench themed. Yeah, so if you're like the only person, or you get lucky, you can teleport to the dimension. Alright, let's try escape. Alright, we're gonna try recontain 106. Alright, we're gonna get, oh shoot, he came in. Oh, that's a bit of a glitch. So the magnets are down, intercom. So we have to wait until we hear splashing noises. Right there. So now we go up. And as you can see, this is turned off. Turn the intercom off. And 106 is contained. It's important to get the magnets right, because what the deal is that 106 will teleport here, no matter what, when you do the femur breaker. So the magnets have to be down. It doesn't just teleport into the chamber, it teleports below it, because it needs to be like coming up through the floor. It wouldn't make sense if it's just floating. Yeah, and 106 will only teleport during the part in the femur breaker noise in which it sounds like he's coming up. So it's pretty similar to a containment breach. And that is it for the 106 showcase. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a bit of a messy one. I actually made this video about 2 months ago. I just haven't gone around to editing it till about now. Also mixed with just not recording some parts because I was unsure about if I was actually going to turn this into a video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. It was definitely one of the biggest SCPs I've made so far. If you guys have any suggestions, leave a comment below on what you want or for me to make any SCP, just let me know. Yeah, thanks for watching.